So I felt the need to make this energy update just to remind everybody that despite what's happening, despite all the illusory energy and the craziness that I've been talking about recently, there is so much light. I just really want to reassure you, there is so much light coming in at the moment. And it's so strong. And this is, light directly from, however you want to see it, directly from source energy. And sorry, there might be some background noises. It's just the morning, my kids are getting ready to school. I've asked them not to knock on the door, but they already have, typical. And also I've opened my window and I wanted to let the light in and see that morning light because it's a reminder. So if you need a reminder of the light, just look outside, look at nature, look at I don't like that word perfection, but the perfection of nature, sorry, I wouldn't tell my kids just to shush. Okay, I'm back. I decided not to edit that because, hey, this is real. This is the morning. My kids are getting ready and I'm trying to get this broadcast out. Okay, so back to this light. Okay, there's so much light coming in, an incredible amount. And I'm not sure where you're at personally. And yes, you can get so dragged down by this whole corona thing and whatever else. And all the people, the people energy is, pretty full on. So just do the best you can and have that. Now's the time to really call on your faith like it's stronger than ever. This is the time. And when I say this, it's not coming from a place of fear, but rather to really stand up, stand your ground, find your light. Just get into your full faith mode as much as possible that you can. And pray from a place of belief and light and power, spiritual power, self-power, knowing, okay? And an overriding of the energies that I keep talking about, rather than praying from fear, which is okay. If that's where you're at, no worries. Do that. That's awesome still, okay? But I'm just saying there's a... have a think about the difference between the two and maybe try that out if you can. And it's hard to say. Look, I know when I'm so down in the dumps and everything's so crap that it's hard to do that. So that's fine. So I'm speaking of from a place of knowing and feeling and sensing the high frequencies, the extreme light that's here. And they say light is truth. It's really true. Light is information. And okay, my kids are eating cereal and I can hear the spoons. They're so loud just from, you probably don't even hear it. But anyway, it just makes me laugh because just that sound of this spoon on their bowls. But and actually if I listen back to my recording before, and you could hear the birds, and I'm so glad because, listen to those sounds. I was saying to step out into nature or just have your window open, or if you're in your office, look out from time to time if you can, or in your lunch break, go to any little outdoor area where there's a plant or a tree, even if you're in the city, there might be somewhere, and get your little piece of nature. And it's funny that Angels just said, I've been talking a lot about this lately, how they give these words that have dual meaning. They said peace of nature as in a peace, and peace as in love and peace. So I love that. They bring such a harmonizing energy. So the point of today is just to remind everybody of the light that's out there and, to keep your hat on and do the best that you can. And also because, there's so much talk in the back channels and the underground, about different theories and so on of what's going on. And at the end of the day, some people might be saying something extreme on one side or something extreme on the other. And I'm talking about the alternative ideas. And then you have the mainstream, which is completely different again, but I've actually not listened to barely any of the mainstream. And I'm not obsessed by looking at, anything else, just little bits and pieces that I've heard. But so what I've felt from that is it doesn't matter if somebody's speaking out. And so I'll give you an example. There is the famous boxer Anthony Mundine just recently, like within the last maybe 12 hours, posted on Facebook that post about, wake up guys, this corona thing is all a lie, it's all being made up. It's talking about how he's anti-vaccinations and autism and watch out, vaccinations are next, and 5G and all of that, right? And he used the term woke and so on. And I read it and I was excited straight away. And it doesn't matter what he's saying. It doesn't matter if there are truths in that, and there's some untruths maybe, but he fully believes in that. And yeah, maybe everything he says is completely true, or just some of it. But what I love about it is he's speaking his truth, and it's shaking things up, because I briefly looked at some of the comments, and of course there were just mean, nasty people telling him he's had too many punches in the head, right? He's basically gone nuts, what ridiculousness, they're going to unsubscribe him and da-da-da-da-da, and all that, typical stuff. So I read it and I thought, you know what, like, let's rise above all of this and come from a mature perspective. If you see a post like that or someone else's, and they're just they're calling the mainstream media out on what they're saying, or they're saying it's all a lie, or this is actually happening, or whatever, I'm glad that they are just speaking out. I'm glad that they are stirring things up, because that's what we need right now. We need that sort of revolution, and in the next decade or however long. So, but especially now at the moment. So it doesn't matter. Just yay for Anthony Mundine, a public figure, for speaking up. I've wanted more of this. I want more celebrities to speak up. There have been some here and there. Some will speak up bits and pieces and then recline back, out of fear, or because, it's dangerous for them. Look, it really is. So Roseanne Barr is one of those. Okay, she knows shit that's going down. Okay. Who else has there been? There's others. Okay, so next time you see a post where it might get you irritated because it's questioning things, or you might be like, oh, some of that sounds true, but I don't know about the rest of the stuff it's saying. Doesn't matter. Who cares? Just be like, yes, you go, girl. Yeah, because it reminds me of, so actually I think that Anthony Mundine is Muslim, and so he's speaking from that perspective as well. And it reminded me of that. I work at a Chinese school, a school in Australia here for kids with a Chinese background, and actually I forgot to tell you guys, but my job was 3 weeks delayed at the beginning of this year because of the coronavirus back in February, so I couldn't go to work for 3 weeks. But it's only a one-day job anyway. Anyway, so I work with one of the teachers is Muslim, and we've talked before, like, about the awakening thing, that he's coming from his Muslim perspective and how and what they're saying in the church, and it's a bit different to my perspective, but we have some common ground, right? And it's the same. I have a born-again Christian friend, and we talk about stuff. She doesn't really, it's just, she'll say it from her Christian and church perspective, and I'll say it from mine, or maybe a muted version, but there's a resonance somewhere in there. There's a common ground, right? And the rest maybe not. So it doesn't matter. The good thing is, it doesn't matter if one church or another church, if they're speaking up about this stuff, even if some of it is wrong or not. I'm not saying anyone's wrong or right. I'm just saying, no matter who you are, religion or no religion, or another person is so deep into the underground and is building shelters and whatever, right? As long as you're not coming from a fear energy, that would be the main thing. And look, we've all done it, like, me too, so it's all good. But it doesn't matter. The point is that they're seeing things, they're talking about it, information is getting out. God is doing his job. The light is winning. The light is waking people up more and more and more. And now with this whole corona thing, more people are waking up on some level, because even the common person that thinks every conspiracy theory is so pathetic and everyone that's a conspiracy theorist is an idiot, like I know someone quite well who thinks that, and I get really irritated every time we have a conversation. Doesn't matter. There's something inside them is like, what? This is not what's going on with this world. You know, something is shifting in them, stirring them up, and that's what we need. It's all part of the awakening, calling it the Great Awakening as some call it, and it really is the Great Awakening. All you need to do is look at a flower. Look at a flower and just see the splendor of the world, right? And this brings me back to several videos ago when I shared with you about signs and synchronicities and the dandelion dream that I had. And I will be making an update on that because I've had way more synchronicities all connected and amazing stuff from that. But it's all connected to this now as well, and I see it more than ever. So I'll explain that another time, but for now, just look at a flower. And it's, you know, the beauty, the flower of life, okay? So nature is calling you, your soul is calling you, the world is calling you, God is calling to now step up and pray and just do your best to rise above. And I know I've already said it, but I felt like another little push. Come on, guys. Step it up and remember the light is here and the light is strong. So now I'm just going to probably not talk, and I'm going to, if you would like to lift up your energetic frequencies, I'm just going to send out some healing with the intention to raise your vibration, okay? So come back to this when you can sit relaxed, or just have it in the background anyway. It will work either way. And I'll just be silent for a short while. Maybe just enjoy the background noises, even the cars. And raising your frequency up, up, up. And now visualize a flower in front of you. Might be a purple flower, pink, yellow, white, whatever you like. A type of flower, doesn't matter. Now picture the sun shining on it, that beautiful morning sun, and its light just shining on that flower. And notice in your mind's eye how that flower is glowing and reaching towards the sun and encompassing that light. And you can see the light reflections on its petals. And picture yourself as a flower. Your head is the flower, your body the stalk. Firmly rooted to the ground. Beautiful nurturing soil. A beautiful landscape. You might picture there's flowers everywhere or whatever beautiful landscape, but you're this one flower. You're this one beautiful flower. What color is it? And the light's coming in and shining on every petal of your flower head. And just feel that light coming in, and down, down, down. And you connect with God, source energy. The angels are all around you. There's a feeling of peace, love, harmony. Tranquility, light. Peace be with you all.